Brilliance Audio presents the unabridged recording of Chicken Soup for the Soul, Like Mother, Like Daughter. 30 stories about learning from each other, mutual support, and the magical bond. By Jack Canfield and Mark Victor Hansen, edited by Amy Newmark. Performed by mother and daughter, Laurel Merlington and Emily Durante. The Magical Bond. The truth is that when one woman gives birth to another, to someone who is like her, they are linked together for life in a very special way. Nancy Friday. The Club. My mom is a never-ending song in my heart of comfort, happiness, and being. I may sometimes forget the words, but I always remember the tune. Gracie Harmon. The doctor cuts the umbilical cord at birth, but I believe it remains an invisible connection throughout the lives of both mother and child. In utero, the cord that joined my mother and me flowed with blood, rich in food and oxygen. After birth, my mother provided me with emotional and spiritual sustenance. When my mother died and our connection was severed by her removal from the physical world, I floundered. I felt displaced and disoriented. There are still times, years later, when I feel deprived and bewildered without that invisible cord in place to nurture and nourish me. I recall the day my mother joined the club. I was 11 and had come home from school for lunch. That day, as with many days that preceded it, I had been followed home by 2 girls who teased and taunted me every step of the way. I was crying by the time I reached my door, and I needed my mother. I rushed blindly into the kitchen and fell into her arms, sobbing and trying desperately to tell her how hurt I was. I saw my father and wondered why he was home in the middle of the day. I then looked up into my mother's face and saw it streaked with tears and contorted with her own misery. I thought, wow, she is really upset about the teasing too. My father broke the silence and announced, "Your grandmother died this morning." Only after I joined the club years later did I begin to comprehend the wrench she was feeling that day at lunch. The cord to her mother had been cut, and she was struggling to breathe on her own for the first time. I have heard that time heals all wounds. I do not believe this. The person who has lost a limb never stops missing.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?